Hey, and welcome back. Okay, so now we've set up the Contact Us form. We're going to install a couple more plugins. A couple more you're going to need. So let's go through and actually put in some plugins that you're going to need to actually finish developing this site. If you remember, we actually had it listed as one of the things we were going to do was have a shopping cart. Well, we never installed a shopping cart yet. So part of the reason we didn't do that is because the plugin that I recommend for doing shopping carts, for the most part, okay, there are some times that we don't use it, but for most people will use WooCommerce. Okay, so we're going to type in WooCommerce. We're going to say install now, and you can see that most do. 4+ million active installations, okay? So I'm going to click on install. I'm going to activate it. And what it's going to do is it's going to take us through like a little wizard type thing. Okay, so we're going to say our store is based in Canada. Okay, I'm not going to tell you my address, but I'm going to make something up. 222 Beauty Avenue. Okay, awesome. Ontario. Let's go down to Ontario, wherever Ontario is. There it is. Awesome, Ontario. M2J5B5. Those are postal codes. We're going to do it in Canadian dollars. Yeah, we're going to sell both physical and digital products. I'll also be selling products or services in person. So if you're going to sell it in person as well, like by hand, you want to put that on because it's going to give you a little bit extra functionality. Okay, so let's say let's go. Now, it's going to ask you which ones you want to set up, Stripe, PayPal, so on and so forth. And right now, we're not going to put in anything additional at this point because I want you to be able to see how this works. I don't have a Stripe set up for this business. So we're just going to leave it alone. But what we're going to do is we're going to say there's going to be PayPal, okay? And we're going to set it up on the PayPal address. It's going to be tom@thayer.ca because why not? That's what I'm doing, okay? So we're going to set up PayPal. It's a fairly standard one. Stripe is really good. Square is really good. I actually use all three of these. And in the future, I will do more in-depth lessons on or courses on each of these, but those actually should be courses unto themselves so that you understand how it all works. So anyways, offline payments, if you do the drop down, are you going to accept checks, bank transfers, or cash? Let's say we're going to accept checks and bank transfers. Okay, so we're going to say okay, continue. Now it's going to go through and it's going to set up a whole bunch of stuff. Now it's going to ask us about shipping. Okay. Now, just for the sake of ease, we're just going to say the cost is going to be $9.99, and if it's not covered by my zone, which is Canada, Ontario, we're going to say it's going to be $29.99. Okay. And we're going to say here, do we want to use ShipStation so that you can do things on your own and so on and so forth? We're going to say no at the moment on that, okay? We'll use kilograms and centimeters. That's what we use in Canada, so that's what we're going to do. Now, recommended for all WooCommerce stores. Enhance your store with these features, okay? You might as well leave these on, okay? Because we are going to use MailChimp to actually set up newsletters and so on and so forth, and a little further on. So we're going to leave that in place. Facebook will show you how you can actually integrate into your social media sites as well. So we're going to say continue. So now, continue with the Jetpack. Now, I don't really want Jetpack in there. I don't use it much. I find it puts a lot of overhead on the site. I don't really want it. So I'm going to skip this step altogether. Okay? So we're going to say we're here for you. Get tips. No thanks. We don't want that. So now it's got it set up so that we can create some products or whatever. We're not going to do that right now. Okay? We'll get into that later on. But what is nice about WooCommerce WooCommerce is you've got guided tours and stuff. So as far as I'm concerned, at this point in time, we are done. Okay, so we'll click on create a product, and what you're going to see is it's going to take us back into our website. Okay, now there's a couple other things that they're saying here. Don't worry about this right now. We're done. As far as I'm concerned, we're done with installing that plugin. Now the next plugin that I want you to install, I want you to go to plugins and say add new. And up in here, I want you to set up a plugin that's called Ultimate Shortcodes. Okay? It's free, so just install it and activate. So now we've got Ultimate Shortcodes and WooCommerce are both installed. Okay? Now we're going to go back over to our pages here, and you're going to see that WooCommerce actually already created a whole bunch of pages here. Okay? So if you remember, we wanted to put in the shopping cart, which if we went to our site, look at this. We already have a shop set up here. We've got the checkout, we've got my account. Okay? What's really nice about it is that if you come over to here to your business website and we refresh it now as a non-logged in user, you're going to see that it's got my account. If it clicks on my account, it's going to ask you to log in. Okay? A lot of times I don't like those kind of sites and stuff. I don't like it when this or this or this show up when I'm not logged in. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our website and we're going to go to plugins and we're going to say add new. Now up here you want to type in Nav Menu Roles. Okay? And it's going to come up with this add-in here, Nav Menu Roles. Don't worry about this untested for your version of WordPress. It doesn't affect anything. So if you click on install and then activate it, that plugin is going to be installed in here now. Now there's one other plugin that we're going to install later on, but that's not necessary at this point. We don't want to install it at this point until we're ready to actually flip this over to a secure state. This is when we're going to expose it to the internet. So right now what we've done is we've installed WooCommerce. So if we look at our site, we've got the shop, the cart, checkout, my account. I don't want all that stuff there. I do want the shop, but I want it to be called our products and so on and so forth. So in the next lecture, I'm going to show you how these plugins that we just installed can be used to actually manipulate and create the site so that it's set up in such a way that it makes more sense when people are logging into your site. Okay? So I hope you've enjoyed this part of the lecture, or of the course, sorry, and I will see you in the next lecture.